Hello, I'm back. Going for another round. One more short round. This is a short, well, not one more, but one more for today. This is actually going to be focused on base and the eyes. Those are the only two things I really need to focus on. Let's, I don't know what all I'm going to put on there, but for now, the goal is we're going to go with some black. Blackety black, don't talk back. Goal here is to kind of get this whole base kind of covered up. And then we'll see what I can get on there. I think it's now this is not a crackly base. This is just a base that's edited to already look black or already look like lava. Gotta get this to punch through though, apparently. And again, I probably don't need to get too fancy with my you know, I do need new water though. Let's go get new water. It's just too much old water. I don't know why I grabbed 3 bottles. To be honest, I didn't really need all 3 of these. Just hold one for later. If I don't want to get up from my chair and walk all the way over to the sink 15 feet away, then I could have a bottle ready to go for later. Anyway, you know, if I ultimate lazy go. All right, let's see if I can get some black down. I'm gonna keep this one kind of. Gotta be careful on this one here, because this is a tricky one. Because I'm not actually. I got to put the black right where I want it in this one. Can't let it overflow into the cracks. So this is gonna have to be a pretty generous play on the black. This is pure black. It's gold. Not get on any of the cracks, but at the same time fill this up. Sometimes I may have to go with like a black gray, but I want to get this black on here as much as possible. I may even put a wash around here. Black gray over the top of this. Just gotta keep it wet though, because this is is a not very, this is a very, it's kind of a careful one, because like I said, this is me painting around cracks, trying to make the cracks appear like they're supposed to be, rather than just letting it naturally crack, which is what the what do you call it, cracked earth or whatever it is, lets you put it on and then it just cracks away. Then you just paint that. And it's high enough up that dry brushing on some black will typically do the trick. This is different. This is a base with cracks, with creases in it that you're trying to avoid painting so that you can make them look like they're supposed to, they cracked into there naturally. So we'll see how that goes. And I may have to actually put some orange or something in there, because I think it might be a little too yellow. Which I could. It wouldn't be that big of a deal, because maybe I'll spray some orange in there. I think that would work. I think I could successfully, because it would provide like a little bit of a glow. Kind of a false lava. Ugh. But it doesn't look too bad. I think it's coming out. We'll see how it looks when I'm done. Keep my brush away so I don't tip my guy right into it and put a black spot somewhere I don't want it. Black is a hard color to fix. I'll tell you that right now. So if you accidentally put black where you don't want it, it's just a little bit more challenging to get a proper color on it. You gotta put lots of coat, or you try to remove it. I've seen people try to remove paint they've put in the wrong spot, but that's hard to do too. Okay, there it is. Somehow hair got on there, and that's not mine. I don't know, lint or whatever you want to call it, but I don't have hair that's long and fine like that. I don't know where that came from. I don't know anybody around here who does long, fine, skinny hair. I don't know where some of these, it could have been a thread. I don't know what it was, but it didn't belong there. almost went into the lava with that one. That would have been a problem. So I get it then. Just gotta be really careful about how close I get to this edge. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want the paint to run into my yellow lava crevices. It's like a split here. It's interesting, and lava allows for a split. All right, well, we're getting there. You see, it's lava's kind of working its way. It kind of looks like cracked lava, even though it's artificial. Not well, it's always artificial lava, but I mean artificial cracks, and it's not like made from the cracked earth paint. Basing technical paint. One time I actually had one of these bases that looked kind of like this, and I put the cracked on it anyway, just because I wanted to have an actual crack. And I was like, yeah, it kind of worked. I mean, it worked. It just covered up. It didn't do anything particularly special. It didn't like crack right over the other cracks or do anything that made the cracks look better, or didn't do anything. I wasn't like, oh wow, this is really cool. Got to do cracked earth on cracked bases. Nah, doesn't do anything. So nothing worth writing home about. It's just added more cracks. Really, is all it did. Hopefully I'm still on the screen. I keep walking. I know I tend to wander. I tend to just let myself drift. And before I know it, I'm like, oh, I don't think I'm on the screen anymore. The Demon Lord of Knolls is pretty brave, though, I gotta say. He is got some guts. I mean, who would walk on lava rock? It's got lava still flowing through it. It's like, I can imagine this lava rock, even where it's black, is still pretty warm. I would think so. I guess the one advantage of doing the cracked base is it just probably looks a little bit more rigid. You know, more. I don't know, what do you want to call it? More naturally shaped. It's not flat. I mean, this is kind of a finishing touch here, right? You do the base border and you call it good, but I'm probably not quite there, but I'm close. I'm just doing this because this is where I'm at. This is the thing I'm currently working on. Now, I don't know what this guy's, how to pronounce his name. Yeenoghu. Yeenoghu. I wonder if it would have taken me, how much longer it would have taken me to do this if I had printed the big version of him. Or a bigger version of him. I don't know if there is the, I don't know if it was the, but, you know, one that's like 50 or 60 millimeter base instead of like this one. I mean, he's big, he's still large, but like he was closer to, maybe he was closer to a huge base. I wonder if that would be, I wonder what that would look like. I know, I'm being quiet. I'm focusing on the task, man. I've been streaming all day long and I've had 2 people stop by. Say hi. I don't even know if actually has it even been that many? I don't even think it's been that many. So, yeah, I'm a little bit distracted by the work at the moment. That's not to say no one's. I mean, it's all I know of that's come by anyway. I suppose it's possible people have stopped by and not said hi. But I'm going to go ahead and rinse this one off. Get my smaller one because I got to do these little edge. I want to do this edge. I'm doing it in black also. So I need something a little finer. My goggles run slide farther and farther down my nose. It's actually starting to plug my nose. I'm starting to feel like, I'm going to start talking like, I have a cold. I can't quite talk clearly right now because, well, I either have a cold or my glasses are blocking my sinuses. It's kind of difficult to talk like this. It's causing me to suffocate just a tiny little bit. So, excuse me if I sound stuffed up. I'm not stuffed up. It's not real if you walked in while I was doing that. It's just being silly. Just know that my glasses are falling down my nose. So my son just started playing, one of my sons just started playing Baldur's Gate. He's doing a 4-person game. I tried to do one. We tried to set up, we had a 4-person game, but kind of fell apart. We could never schedule playing. It was too, everybody was just too busy to be able to do that consistently. And some wanted to play faster, and some wanted to, I wanted to play plenty fast. I just we couldn't get on at the same time. There was just too much going on. So we just eventually, it died. Our Baldur's Gate group died. So I guess reasonable, adults with lives can't always keep those things going. Adults trying to play video games together. You can, but you can usually only schedule like, hey, let's play this game today. It's not like, let's play this game every day for the next year or the next. You just can't. It's too long games that are long ongoing, like D&D are really hard to do. People just don't have that much time. And hopefully, I told him I wish you luck. I hope he's able to keep it going, but guessing they don't make it through. Such is the way. Even with teenage friends or friends that are younger and don't have as much commitments, stuff still comes up. Such is the way of life. People like the idea of long, ongoing games, but I think in general it's just not practical. I think I can't even get into a D&D game that keeps going. My son's running one for us, but I mean, he rarely he, like the rest of us, have to schedule it. Usually me, I try to get things going. I say, hey, when are we gonna play again? Blah blah blah. I try to push the plans, and then something inevitably stalls us. Like we have 6 people, and when you have 6 people and 10 days in a month that you can do it, and you can't agree on one of those days, because the 10 days being like you have a 5 weekend month, 5 Saturdays, 5 Sundays, and we can't come up with one where everybody's available. It's just like, wow, that's pretty bad. Not too bad, really. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to just leave those areas where it's not fully blacked, because I'm thinking I kind of like it. It almost makes it look more natural, like the lava's sort of, getting through. Or that it's not fully settled into the. It's not fully settled in the rock yet, It's kind of hard to tell this piece, because this piece kind of comes down. Oops, that's kind of bad. Cut off the lava. You can't cut it off. It's got to have a flow. And connected everywhere. Oh well. I don't know if anybody's going to notice that, but it's like a maze without an exit. It's like, oops, you failed one little thing. It's got to be a full path to the entrance. Or it doesn't work. So I'm trying to put a little bit of black along the edges here, because that's, this is the higher up part. It should be more settled. This lava's not really running up against the wall here. Keep trying to get a little closer in. Nah, it doesn't look too bad. Alright, so where are we? His eyes. The one thing I haven't committed to yet. I have to get some eyes on him. I thought I've done red eyes, done yellow eyes, but I'm really tempted just to do regular old eyes. White eyes with the black pupil, you know? It wouldn't make him quite look so demonic, but he'd be like just looking like a regular old bad guy, but alright, so I thought about having these guys come in as his henchmen, but like that guy, but he's almost as big and mean as Yeenoghu himself. Yeenoghu himself. I mean, he's just as big. Is he bigger? I don't know if he's bigger, but he's certainly got a smaller head. So I don't know. These guys got bigger, badder swords, but I don't know. That's a pretty mean-looking mace. So I don't know. I don't know if it's. But I call him in as his brother, Yeenoghu and his brother. I don't know what you would call that. He's a pretty big. Gotta cut this off quick. It's got like. Ask me, what am I cutting off? I put on a square piece of flex iron. See, so I'm cutting these corners off that stuck out. I mean, it ain't gonna matter when it's down. Nobody's gonna be able to tell, but it's when it's on the shelf. Could actually. I don't know if I can actually. Now that I think about it, maybe I can't. Just to make it blend away so it's less obvious, take some of this black and just coat the I don't know, just so it looks, I don't know, less obvious that it's. Yeah, just so that it doesn't look so obvious that it's black. Or that I've squared it out. I mean, if somebody just glances, they may not notice. Secret. Don't tell anybody. Alright, so, gotta do the eyes. I think that's pretty much it. I've got the base kind of almost done. I've got the black. I think I might, like I said, go over the charcoal part of that a little bit with gray. Give a little bit more color to it, but I gotta do the eyes. Decisions, Ken. Is Yeenoghu gonna get white eyes or white eyes with a pupil? Or do I just go with plain old generic glowy yellow eyes because he's demonic and he's a demon. Huh? What's the answer to that question? That's one of the great questions of the world. Oh, it's 11 o'clock. Maybe I don't have to answer that question. I should go to bed. Because I do have to get up. I'm doing my workout tomorrow. Got a lot going on tomorrow. Hopefully I can find some time. Alright, so this black is for his nose. Oh yeah, maybe I should do his fingernails and toenails. I can do those all in black. I mean, could actually go with a regular claw color or something kind of light gray, but no, it's definitely black, but it's not contrasting any to the fur on his feet. It's too close, similar color. So maybe black's not the best. I don't know. What's another color I can put on here? I can highlight them with something. Shine them up. Maybe put some gloss on them. Make his toenails look glossy. He's going goth. Black fingernails, toenails. I mean, aren't demons and devils definition goth? They're black and dark and well, they're most definitely black. I don't know if they're doing anything. If I'm thrilled with it. I think I might have to go with something lighter. Gray or silver or something that stands out some. I don't know that black claws stand out that much unless, you know, they're coming off of a white character, right? I can't even see his fingernails on this fan. It's like they're wrapped all the way around the mace. Can't be sure. Which of those are his fingertips? Alright, so I gotta do the eyes. I stalled my way into everything's done. I have nothing left except the eyes. And then maybe... Oh yeah, I could... There is one more thing I can get myself distracted into. If I take me some light tan color, like maybe... whatever color that is. What is that? Carne, modern brown. This color could be a good leather highlight tip thing. And this is a game color though. I wonder it's cutting my nose. There's actually a metal... Yikes! A metal plate sticking out of that. No wonder it's bugging my nose so much. Ow! Ow! Just sliding down my nose, chopping my nose skin off. I've had these for a long time. I've had these for a couple of years, several years actually. And if you use them enough, that's probably why I'm getting an unhappy state of nose. It's like, feels uncomfortable. I don't know why. Oh, I see. There's a metal plate sliding down my nose. Yeah, that would do it. Youch. Oops. So you know what? I'm gonna go with a super fine little tiny 000. I don't know how that goes from a 000 to 1 because they seem like they're about the same length. This is just me trying to get a little bit of color highlights on these leather bands around his hair. Mostly because there's just needs a little bit of highlight to call them out so you can see them. So they stand out from his actual hair. Don't know how good the eyesight of anybody who's going to be looking at this guy is. Oh, look at that. Managed to get a white spot right in there. Wait, is that a white spot or a white fleck? It's a white fleck. I don't know where that came from. Better though. Easy to come off. I don't know what the white fleck came from. So, see what's tomorrow got going on. Let's see. Tomorrow is, well, I guess I get to do my birthday celebration. My kids and my parents are going to come by. That's nice. My birthday was actually last week. My wife and I went out of town. Everybody was pretty busy that weekend anyway. So my wife set it up for this weekend. We had a good time last week, though. It was fun. We just went to like a small city around here called Leavenworth. If you're not from this area, you probably don't know, but it's a cool little city. Kind of has a Christmas town kind of look to it, you know? And then when it's they don't have the lights on all the time. Actually, they did have lights, but we weren't down there at night, so we didn't see it. But you can kind of see them as it was getting late in the day once. You could see the lights kind of starting to show. As in, they did actually have them on. It's not a full-on Christmas display, but still. It's snowy, and there was a little snow on the ground still, and it was pretty cool. The town's cool. A lot of, the buildings are older. Just kind of has a Christmassy, Christmas town kind of feel to it. This is one of those brushes that's so thin and fine that as the paint dries, it actually drags these little hairs, little micro balls of paint out to the edge. And as they dry, it leaves a kind of a trail. Makes it appear that your brush is growing. Your brush, the top, I don't know, bristle of brush is growing bigger. Just looks that way. Really, it's just the paint, like an icicle, is drying out, creating a longer and longer thread that's just dried paint. Keep plugging away here. Kind of close. I've only got a couple more to do. Let's go do the other side. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that this is kind of plugging my nose. I don't think it's quite got to the point where it's plugging it enough that I'm starting to talk like this, but it is getting to the point where it feels like I could, as it's very making it very easy to sound like my sinuses are stuffed up. And I'm not quite sure what I think about that. I should probably slide my glasses back up my face. Time to order some new glasses. Get ones that don't slide down my face so much. Now, they only started doing that recently, and I thought maybe it was because my nose was slipping, or slipping, sweating a little bit because it's sitting on my nose, but now I'm finding out that it's actually the fact that I think the rubber on there is wearing out. I mean, I know the rubber's wearing out because I could see it. Alright, definitely got that done. Those are a little bit, I don't know if they're more obvious to see with the naked eye or not, but it's kind of dark in here, really, without my light hitting it. Alright, I gotta do the eyes. What am I gonna do, Ken? Well, honestly, I think animals, bears, dogs, those kind of things, typically don't have. They're either all black eyes, which is gonna be boring. So I'm either gonna go black or yellow. So I think I have to go with yellow eyes. And then it would be cool if I could spray it and feel confident that spraying it wouldn't be oversprayed. Because hard to get that translucent like look. Or glowy eyes. You can do glowy eyes, don't get me wrong. I can maybe do this solid yellow, which I don't actually need to get more because I have some right there, but I can actually do yellow and then use like an ink around the outside edges, which would barely provide yellow around the outside. Alright, let's do it. We're doing yellow eyes. I know. I was going with regular, but then I thought, he's a demon. He needs something demonic. And red won't stand out. Black won't stand out. So yellow it is. Now, if I was doing one of those guys, they'd be normal eyes. But normal eyes, I mean, animals don't have normal eyes, right? Their eyes are usually just black or some solid color. Or cats might have, like, cats and lions may have kind of a cat's eye look. Kind of a green or brown, what? Then I'm going to take just this plain color here and see about taking plain color, this no color brush. And I'm going to try to get a little bit of yellow. I do have a yellow ink, which I'm going to use right now, if I can find it. I'm going to put it on the eyes to add what appears to be a glow. I'm going to see if that works. Hopefully it won't look terrible. Good idea. Good drink water. All right. So we can do Zealot Yellow or an ink. I think I want to do Zealot Yellow. Would that be a thing? I mean, What's going to add a more translucent look, ink or a contrast paint? Neither one of them is going to show much. Once you put it on and it dries, it's going to be pretty faint. This feels like it's a softer color. Not as... it's basically the same as the color I just used. It's the same one, it's just an ink, so it's been thinned out or whatever they do to inks to make them more runny. Less or more translucent. Just throw some ink in there and do it on both eyes. And then I just kind of have to keep letting it dry and try to add a little bit more until I feel like I'm getting an adequate glow. I don't want to use a thick pigment, so you kind of have to just keep applying this thin one. It dries pretty quick because I'm putting a super thin layer, so it only takes a couple minutes for it to go completely dry, and then I can tell that it's not. And this is pretty shiny, such is the way of inks. It's not a flat color. The upside, when you add enough glowy effect, the eyes just look bigger and more pronounced because the yellow around them is kind of like... it just kind of shines their eye. It's actually not bad. Alright, let's see about... Yeah, I'm really thinking he's pretty close to done. I don't know what else I could do. I mean, I could kind of maybe put a little bit more highlights on the leather, but there's really just not a lot more to do. Calling it out just for border purposes, so that it looks like. I don't really know if I need this, to be honest. Alright, I think. I think it's pretty good. I mean, I really don't know what else I'm doing here. I mean, that's the only other thing I can really do is there are a couple like snaps on here, but yeah, I'm really kind of just doing minor things now. I don't. I could stop pretty much any time, I suppose. At some point, you're like, "All right, pull the trigger, man. You're done. Put a cork in it," as they would say. Right? That's what they would say. Put a cork in it. I don't know what the actual phrase is. I think it's pull it. I don't know. Pull a trigger. Put a cork in it. It's time to call it a day. I don't know. Oh, I guess there's a little bit I can do on the base yet, because I kind of want the base to be a little bit more uniform in color. So I may have to go with that Grimlord Gray or something. Just to get it a little closer in look. Maybe even I'll swirl it or anything, just kind of give it a sense of consistency. Maybe. Oh wow, what the heck. Got a nice little flap of color stuck on it. Let's see what this does. I'm putting it on black, so it might not have any effect at all. I don't know. Whatever I do, I just can't use this tiny brush for this. This is way too tiny. Way too tiny for way too big of an area, so let's get my sloppy brush. The one that is good for slopping paint on. I'm just darkening up this lava rock up here so it's a little bit more black. Which is funny because I'm using gray to do that. Covering up gray to make gray more black with a gray. I think it's only gray to begin with because it was the original color underneath. Just the first coat of the Grim Black or whatever black I put on there was just to just didn't soak through. We're just gonna get a good coat on it. So now I'm just doing a better job of covering. Now I will I still have to figure out how to maybe add a glow to this. I'm thinking I might want to do orange. Just lava. I'm going to take a little bit of this black I have back here and run it along the edge. Just want it to be a little bit more black on the edge. It's definitely more consistent in color. It's all black now. But has enough gray to look like that's the drying rock, like it's turning into less what's the word? less hot. Let's go find me the orange. Got my fluorescent orange? No, it's light orange. Blood red. Contrast. Bright red. Got a lot of reds. Oh, is this my fluorescent orange? Thing is, fluorescent orange is bright orange, but it's not an ink. Hey, blue Nico blue Nico Fox. I'm doing all right. Nico Neko, blue Neko Fox. I'm doing all right. I'm finishing this guy up. He's getting close to all done. I mean, I'm pretty much just doing wind up. You know, cleaning things up. I need to stop. Oh wow, it's 11:30. Holy moly, I'm way past bedtime. I know, bedtime. It's a Saturday, but I have to still go to bed because I got to get up and got stuff to do tomorrow. One of which might be painting. But getting there. I'm trying to. I might put a little bit more glowy yellow effect around his eyes, but overall, I'm about done. Really, all I'm doing right here is I'm gonna grab my orange, my fluorescent orange. I'm just gonna let it wash into these cracks a little bit. Literally turning it into a wash. I don't want it to be too much, but I want it. Just see if I can get it to provide like a. I'm purposely letting it go over the edges though. Just to see if I can get a little bit of an orange glow around the edges of this thing. Where the I probably should put more should probably put more of the black or yeah, the black on some of the spots. Just so that it can I was just saying this guy's pretty brave. He's standing on this lava. I mean, yeah, he's a demon lord, so he probably, you know, has some resistance to heat. He does actually. I mean, the actual D&D stat block for him, he's resistant to, if not immune to, fire. So he can stand on a hot area, I guess, and get away with it. So I guess that lets him off the hook. So I'm purposely overflowing this area. I want the glow. I'm trying to trail the area around this fire. So there's like a little bit of orange glow over the edges of this fire. So it's actually on the black. That's what I'm trying to do. Just right around, closest to the fire, or the lava, whatever. But also not so much that it's not so much that it's you know, painting my black. It's just has a hue. you know, looks okay to me. Kind of, like I say, I'm running out of things to do. I'm just really just going until I say, okay, I'm done, and I'm done. There's not much else to do at that point. I'm gonna take a little bit of my fluorescent yellow here, and or fluorescent orange, and put it on his glowing eyes. Because, you know, gotta make the glow go. There we go. I think I really am feeling like I don't have much else to do. I put the contrast on his fur. I put some highlights on the metal. Say the only thing perhaps I could do that I haven't done is change up the color on his fingernails a little bit. I don't know if I like the pure black, because the pure black just doesn't seem to... just doesn't seem to have enough pull for me. You know? Don't know what color claws should be, though. So yeah, like I say, I'm pretty much just spitballing at this point. A lot of times I don't come back. I'll say like, I'm done. Then I'll look at it and go, oh, I need to fix this or that. And I often just don't do it. Once a figure has been marked as done, it's pretty rare for me to go back. Unless there's some blatant missing thing that I just gotta fix because it's driving me nuts. But I just don't see anything that I'm blatantly missed. I mean, everything's colored, everything's got its highlights, everything's looking pretty decent. I think for the most part, I probably could maybe put a little bit more a darker contrast on the chain, maybe, so it doesn't look all too uniform. It's got a little bit of contrast just in the fact that it's not all one color. It's actually got a separate color scheme going on in it. Like maybe if I use like this Grimlord gray or something on it. Where'd it go? Problem is if you use a metallic, not grim black, I don't want it to be that dark. Yeah. Where'd my Grimlord gray go? Oh, there it is. Grimlord Gray right in front of me. It might provide enough black look in the chain. I guess it's going to have to be another applied color though, because see how it looks. Because I don't want to wipe out all this sparkle, or I'm just trying to hit the gaps between the chain, between the links, I mean. I'm using a bigger brush just so that it can carry that, so it puts enough of it in the cracks. Smaller brush probably wouldn't do too good at putting the stuff in, but I don't want to, just don't want to drown out the other color. It's already kind of got a contrast effect going for it right now, in the fact that I'm using, like I said, it has silver. This will just create a slightly more linky look, natural lighting look. I don't know. Is linky a word? I'm just taking it around here to the other side. Like I said, I'm always impressed by the people who can do this stuff. You know, they're whipping these guys out, you know, 2, 3, 4, 5 a day, and I'm like, golly, this guy's taking me now probably going on 14 hours. Yellowish brown into a bone white. What are you referring to? I use bone. My favorite color for bone is this, skeleton bone. It makes a great bone color. And then actually with my skulls, these ones, they aren't actual skulls. See, I use the yellowish brown here, but these guys, I put a metallic flake in them because they're part of the metal armor. I wanted it just to be painted to look like it's a skull, but not actually like a skull. So I didn't use the same bone color. It's a flatter bone that's the skulls that are hanging off of his belt. And then I blend it with, I use the, what was the other, oh, pallid bone to give it a little bit of yellowish. That's the yellowish brown effect that you're talking about. I use this pallid bone. And it actually, I think it actually says on the, this is the 2.0 version of this, tells you it's kind of a yellowish brown or something. But yeah, I use that kind of as a coat. I put it over the teeth. Makes the teeth get a little bit, I don't know, get a actually, you know, I think it's more of a reddish brown. That's what this, I don't know if you can see it on my palette. This color here is kind of a reddish brown. So it's actually more of a reddish brown. I like the reddish brown effect because it makes teeth look a little, I don't know, I want to say bloody. So yeah, that's what I use. But like the armor here all has a metallic flake in it. In fact, I actually went over it with a flake, a metallic medium to give it a more a metal look, because I didn't want his armor to actually have actual skulls. I felt like it would look better. It was more practical to be armor. I mean, skulls, they're probably not the most durable thing. So when you're hitting people with them, they're not gonna last very long. So I decided it would be just painted. His armor itself just looks like skulls. Like I said, right now I'm pretty much getting ready to wrap things up. At some point I gotta have to say, okay, done is done. You know what? I still never painted the. Oh wow! I just realized there's a spot I still have not painted. The leather straps on his mace here. So that's the thing. Oh, the fingernails. That's true. I thought about doing a bone kind of color. Um, yeah, I kind of get. I guess. I mean, but he's not a bone. I mean, he's a living creature, so I don't know how. I guess he could. I mean, what Wolverine without his adamantium is just bone claws, right? That could work. Yeah, that's probably an idea. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do that right now. I really do gotta make myself stop. But I am good. I think you're right. I gotta do something. And I think maybe a bone color could work. I was thinking I kind of wanted it to be more like actual fingernails. Like a silverish color or a dark gray color. But you're right. That could work too. What color are claws in general? Black is one color. I mean, just thinking of what, in nature, what color are claws of a beast? Some of them are probably black. Some of them are probably fingernail colored. Some of them are, like you say, probably bone looking. But yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that. That will be probably the last thing I do now, since I'm so close to being done, and I feel like that's something that needs to be done. So, wait, I got this for something. Oh yeah, I wanted to fix this ring. Going over fixing a couple of spots that just probably got a little paint on them. I was highlighting. Well, I'd say he's just about ready for his oh well, no, that works, man. No, I think you're right. The yellowish brown might be a good color. So you're thinking like brown, and then would you say into a bone white, a yellowish brown into a bone white? See, it's just the light color. I mean, again, I'm not, if there's one person you can talk to about colors, I'm willing. I try almost anything on a lot of guys, so I'm always up for suggestions. I'm I'm not a professional painter. I've been painting for a while, but I'm by no means a professional painter. If you want professional painters, I mean, I can give you recommendations, guys to watch that are just top of the line, like Ninjon and Miniac, and those guys are top of the line. But I'll try any color most of the time. I mean, like this guy, I just went with a reddish fur because I thought, hey, a reddish fur can be kind of cool. So, yeah, it was just. Then I ended up going over it with a kind of a brown wash to give it a tone down, and also because I didn't have a lot of washes to use that would work, that would provide contrast in his muscle, and that was my biggest concern, getting some muscle contrast. And I also noticed I missed this part of his. It's the wrong brush, but it's okay. Wrong brush too. Don't know what I'm doing. I'm grabbing the wrong brushes. That one's too little, the other one's too big, the other one's too old. It doesn't have any precision on it anymore. You know, painting is as much creativity as it is skill, you know? I mean, you gotta just try things. And a lot of times I can be resistant. Like, I've been wanting to try NMM. I tried it once. It came out sort of kind of good. But I still was too paranoid to finish it. So I only did one little piece of Santa Claus that I painted in NMM. And then I'm like, okay, time to go to regular old TMM. NMM, if you don't know, is non-metallic metals. It's when you make something look like it's metal, but it's just regular paints. Some people are really good at it, and it actually looks really cool. When somebody knows what they're doing with that, it is impressive, gotta say. I unfortunately am not one of them. I keep telling myself, I'm going to try that one of these days. And I did. Tried it. Wasn't thrilled with it because it's like, man, you know, as good as it can look if you're an amazing painter. It looks pretty mediocre when you aren't. It's not worth the effort. The amount of effort you have to put in to get NMM to work, it's like, forget it. Plus, I was doing it on an odd surface. It wasn't like all the lessons online were like, this is the kind of surface you're doing it on. And I'm like, well, no, I'm not. I made it more difficult on myself. Oh, sure. Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I do feel like a paladin needs brighter colors. It doesn't have to be white, though. I mean, a paladin could be anything, really. It's just as long as he's, you know, it's how he behaves, not what he wears. That's all. That's what a paladin's all about. But yeah, I get it. I did a rogue that was mostly red. Had a lot of reds. I think red themed characters are pretty cool, to be honest. You can make them dark, you can make them light, because there's, you know, lots of shades of red. Well, other than changing the color of the claws, I feel like I'm pretty done with this guy. But you're right, I gotta do something. The claws are just they're too dark. They're black, and the black just doesn't work on this guy. They don't stand out. So, Yeah, let's probably wouldn't take very long. Dang it. Oh, but it's midnight. No, time is flying like crazy. I have to stop. I gotta get up in the morning. Shoot. All right. Man, I was like 2 seconds ago it was 11 o'clock, and all of a sudden it's 12 o'clock. Blah. Well, anyway, Blue Nico Fox, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate the visit. And hey, if you have, if you're so inclined, do follow, do subscribe. I appreciate those kind of things. It doesn't, it just helps me to slowly get a little bit of momentum going. But if not, hey, that's all right too. Just thanks for stopping by. You have a good one, man. Yeah, it's real easy to go. It's real easy to start painting something and like you slowly drift back to the normal colors. Like you're like, oh, I'm gonna go with this theme, and then you just slowly say, well, but a little bit of black here, a little bit of black there. Before you know it, you're like, oh, wait a minute, this guy's mostly black again. I have done a thief. The thing is, the last thief I painted was mostly black because I painted it for someone else, and those are the colors they wanted. They wanted black and blue. So the guy I painted was all black and blue. But the thing is, the blue is dark too, So it looked pretty cool, but it wasn't, probably not my first choice. Like you said, I'm not big on going the norms either. Oh, I got to take my photo because it's one of my last photos I'll take. I always take a progress photo. Oh, you know what? I forgot to pull out my, I usually have my app on here that shows my this is the app I use to track my painting. And God, wow, I started at, man, I gotta add a whole, alright, so I stopped this, go here, and I started around 10:30, so what has it been, an hour and a half? So 1:30. And yeah, let's go ahead and take my progress photo. I try to take a progress photo pretty much after every session, just so I can kind of get and then just so that I get I can have me a set of pictures. But the thing is, this app is pretty cool about storing pictures, but it doesn't, when you take the pictures through the app, it takes really low resolution pictures, like stupid low. And so I take them outside of the app and then I add them to it when I'm done. So these are the progress photos. This is where the first one is that I took. You can barely see his face. And then slowly but surely as he progressed, a little more color in him. And then, well, this is where we're at right now. All a little bit of blurry. It's hard to get the focus sometimes on some of these guys. But I'll try to get a better picture of him later when I'm on the final thing, when I do the claws. But he's looking pretty good. I like him. Is it my best? Yeah, I don't know about my best, but he's pretty cool. He might be. He's in the top. He might be in the top 10 of my best. I don't, like I said, I don't paint that much. So when I say top 10 out of 100 figures painted in my history, so top 10%. I actually have a photo box. I have a pretty cool little tent thing that I can put him in, and I even have photo lighting and stuff. But I won't do that until I'm done. I mean, the guy's got to be like finished before I'll mess with that. I actually created a photo box out of one of my X cases too. It works pretty good because you just take one of the clear cases I sometimes take a clear one or a white one. Either one works. And then I put like a background inside of it, and just put the mini on the inside. Snap a picture. It has all the light either reflecting off the back or coming in through the top. Works out pretty good. But yeah, that's usually what I use when I want to take a pretty professional. I mean, never better than normal picture. But yeah, the light would probably help. Plus, I'm taking it with this, which is it's a good phone, but it's still a phone. Tiny little lenses don't grab as much detail. I do have a DSLR, but it's an older one, and it's a pain in the butt. I got to take it out, set it up, put it in the card, because you take the picture with the it's a digital card. So then I got to take it out of that and transfer it to something else. And it's like, ugh, it's so much work. It's not like I'm taking this for a contest photo. I don't need it that big. The next guy I got to finish is this guy. So he's on the docket to get finished. He's mostly just base layered. So I haven't done a lot of work on him, but he's got to get done. He's got an upcoming battle, so I got to get him progress. So he's probably next on my agenda. All right. Well, you have a good one, man. I'll be back online tomorrow probably, but I got to go sleep. You have a good one. Bye.